What's up out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse and I am back for another Golden Age video. And I thought that since the Justice League movie would be coming out in a couple of months, depending on when you're watching this video, I would go ahead and do some of the Golden Age reviews of some of the people who will be in the movie that did premiere in the Golden Age. What's interesting about that is the Justice League itself is a Silver Age creation. Now, the Golden Age characters existed on Earth 2. So all I'm going to be doing is, when doing these reviews, is I'm only going to do the Earth 2 versions, because that's the Golden Age version of them. Nothing past that, because that would be much silver to the modern age. So let's kick off this Golden Age review. We're going to do Earth 2 Wonder Woman. Not even girls want to be girls so long as our feminine archetypes lack force, strength, and power. Not wanting to be girls, they do not want to be tender, submissive, peace-loving as good women are. Women's strong qualities have become despised because of their weakness. The obvious remedy is to create a feminine character with all the strength of Superman, plus all the allure of a good and beautiful woman. This was a quote from the creator of Wonder Woman, which premiered in the American Scholar in 1943. Wonder Woman was created by William Moulton Marston. He was telling his wife that he had a new idea for a superhero. He said that he wanted to create a superhero who could triumph not with fist or firepower, but with love. His wife Elizabeth said, "Fine, but make her a woman." William Marston was hired as an educational consultant by National Periodicals and All-American Publications, which the two companies would merge to become DC. She would first appear in All-Star Comics number 8 in 1941. He did not see anything wrong with bondage and submission. He thought it was a noble practice, and he wrote in a weakness that he dubbed Aphrodite's Law, which means if she was bound by a man, she would lose her powers, but nothing if she was a woman. In the early days of her comic, he had her being the damsel in distress, but also had her rescuing herself, so she didn't need to be rescued by a man. Several hundred years before the Age of Heroes, Wonder Woman was given life on Paradise Island. Paradise Island was an island that was hidden from the evils and the corruption of men. Queen Hippolyta, wanting a daughter of her own, begged the gods to give life to a perfect clay statue that she sculpted. They granted her this wish and made the statue real, and Queen Hippolyta was pleased to have a child of her own. Diana was raised as an Amazonian and had all the privileges of being born into royalty. She stopped aging as she reached adulthood, as all the Amazonians did, because the island granted them a longer lifespan. She did surpass all her Amazonian sisters in intelligence and skill, which might have been in part a blessing from the gods. Eventually, Stephen Trevor would crash onto Paradise Island. Diana, never seeing a man before, immediately fell for him. She cared for him so much that she violated Paradise Island's law of taking in outsiders and begged her mother to save him. And Hippolyta, seeing how much this meant to her daughter, used the purple ray that would save Trevor's life. The purple ray was a healing device that the Amazonians possessed. When Diana learned of the outside world and the spreading of the Second World War, she wanted to go and help stop it. She also had alternative motives, wanting to leave Paradise Island with Steve and Trevor. Hippolyta refused until Aphrodite came down and said it was time to introduce the Amazonians to man's world, as it was called, to fight the evil Nazis. They held a tournament, and the winner would be able to go back to the mainland and help out with the war. Hippolyta refused to let Wonder Woman participate, but she did anyways, wearing a mask. When she won the tournament and revealed who she was, her mother, against her wishes because she was afraid she would never see Diana again, relented and let her journey to the mainland. When she finally came to man's land, she adopted the identity of an army nurse named Diana Prince so that she could stay close to Trevor. She wore glasses when she was in this identity so that people would not know that she was Wonder Woman. She would later forge papers that allowed her to become the confidential assistant to the recently promoted Major Stephen Trevor. Wonder Woman would fight crime on her own and alongside the Justice Society of America as their first female member on Earth 2. She was mostly regarded as their secretary, despite the fact of being one of the strongest members on the team. And in 1942, she had a conflict with Superman when she discovered that the U.S. had planned to create an atomic bomb, and she attempted to eliminate all nuclear weapons. She would refuse to come back to Paradise Island, and in doing this, she gave up her immortality, which she would age as a normal person from then on out. After a period of time, she would reveal who she was to Stephen Trevor, and they would become married, where they would have a daughter that they named Hippolyta, after Diana's mother. In the 1960s, Diana, Wonder Woman, would rejoin the reformed Justice Society, but she preferred to spend most of her time at home with her daughter and her husband. During this time, she would actually meet her younger self, her younger counterpart from Earth 1. The two became friends, and she told the Earth 1 Wonder Woman that she could come over anytime she felt like having a home-cooked meal with her and her retired husband, General Stephen Trevor. When the crisis of Infinite Earth started to happen, a number of the heroes looked up to Earth 2 Princess Diana, since she was an elder stateswoman among the superhuman committee. She did fight well against the Eraser, but she was not able to save Earth 2 from being erased. Later, she would ascend to Mount Olympus with her husband, Stephen. Wonder Woman had Amazonian physiology. This gave her superhuman agility, durability, speed, strength, and telepathy. She was also immortal, but when she refused to come back to Paradise Island, she gave up her immortality. She has skills in aviation, escapology, hand-to-hand combat, medicine, tracking, weaponry and equestrianism. Every Amazonian was trained in riding a horse, so they needed to have a special connection with the horses they rode. I did mention the weakness of when she had her hands bound by a man, she would lose her powers, but not when she was bound by a woman. Wonder Woman had the bracelets of submission, and due to her enhanced speed and strength, was able to dodge or repel bullets with this. She had the lasso of truth, which made anyone who was tied up with it reveal the truth. She did have an invisible robot plane. Why did Wonder Woman need a plane when she can fly? Well, that is because the Earth 2 Wonder Woman could not, in fact, fly. She also had a tiara that she wore on her head, but also acted as a boomerang. Wow, her origin did have a lot of similarities with the new movie that came out, didn't it? Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give that like button a click. If you enjoy what I'm doing here and you'd like to see some of the other videos I have done or what's to come, you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I will be coming out with some more Golden Age videos soon and some more top 10 lists. So, until next time, I'll see you.